You remember when your parents used to make you go to youth group at the church because they thought that you were getting in good with Satan, or maybe they hadn't done a good enough job of being parents to you in the first place, or maybe you had a single parent household like me and your dad didn't have enough time to look after you and your brothers at all times. So you end up going to youth group on like a Saturday evening or something, and they're like, hey, you come eat with us and get away from those school friends that are evil and come talk to these kids who are basically the same kids you would meet at school, maybe a little younger or older, but they're still the same fucking weirdos that you would meet in regular high school. You'd have your stoners, you'd have your Jesus lovers, you know what I'm talking about, like big lovers. You'd have the cold dead stare of a goth kid who got stuck there because his parents didn't know what the fuck to do with him because he was wearing black with like zipper pants on. And then you'd have like the elitist cunts whose parents donated the most on a Sunday, and so they walked around like they owned the fucking church, even though everybody knew they were pieces of shit and their parents sucked. But you need that money for the new repair for the mezzanine, so you got to put up with their bullshit. Anyway, you go in there and you meet with the church youth pastor, and the youth pastor is like a 32-year-old person who has no friends their own age, and you're just kind of confused like why this person is hanging out with 16-year-olds in the first place, and they're telling you, oh, well, I want to get you good with God, but it doesn't really make sense. What you got to understand is that they are not trying to make you good with God. They're trying to make themselves look better with God. They're concerned about their own souls, and they figure that the only way that they're going to get better is by converting you to Jesus. And so they want to secure their position in heaven. They want the conveyor belt ride in through the pearly gates, and they're going to make you sing a bunch of corny ass hymns, and they're going to make you throw a football and recite a verse from the Bible from like Luke or some shit, and then that's it. They're going to hope that you and your clout gets them street cred in heaven and gets them into the pearly gates. And if you find that disconcerting or alarming, you should check out Promised Neverland. It's basically a church youth group, and the God is not what you want it to be. But there's a lot of similarities between your youth group and the anime Promised Neverland. So if you had the same experience I did, I can only hope that you go check it out and never, ever, ever listen to Our God is an Awesome God ever again. And don't force your kids into youth group.